Hi everybody, welcome to Sunny Day Stamping. I'm Julie Baca and I have a very special guest. This is my dog Boo. He's here. Oh, go ahead. He is here because he inspired this week's project because we're making a dog advent calendar. I love advent calendars, but I just can't have a piece of chocolate every day. So I thought, how can I do this? And I've seen these at the stores where you give your pet just a little treat. So I made these little boxes and they hold just a small little goodie that you can give your pet every day up until Christmas time. I thought that was so much fun. I've got all the measurements over on my website, sunnydaystamping.com, and there's a link down below that'll take you right to there. You can purchase all the supplies right from there also. If you're an email subscriber, you'll be getting this print and make project sheet that just is a one-page, all the information that you need. And it's nice to have this right on your desk while you're cutting and scoring and everything. If you'd like this, you can subscribe to my email right down below. One last thing before we get started. If you're watching and it is December 1st, 2022, this is the first day of the last chance sale at Stampin' Up. That's when they are giving a sale for all the retiring products out of that little mini catalog. So that starts today. If you're interested in any of that, purchase quick because it's all while supplies last and you can get up to 60% off. So it's a great deal. All right, let's get started. So here are the supplies that you're going to need. I'm going to be using the Sweetest Christmas Designer Series paper. I'll show you in the boxes what all those look like. So that's why I'm choosing Real Red and Garden Green because that goes with my Designer Series paper. But you pick what colors go with your Designer Series paper. I'm also going to use the ribbon combo pack that matches that. Now I'm going to be using the Alphabest Stamp and Punch bundle. This is 10% off if you buy it in a bundle like this. And we're going to be using all these numbers as well as the outlines for that. Now I designed this box to fit two little Milkbones. Here, let me show you the box. So these are the small Milkbones, but any little treat is going to work. But these two of them fit in here. Let me show you. I just think it's so cute. Two of them fit in there just perfectly. Oh, one more thing you're going to need is some Stampin' Dimensionals to pop this up. And I did use a glue dots to attach the ribbon, but you could just use glue. One more thing you're going to need is a paper trimmer to cut your paper and score it. Or you can use the Simply Scoreboard, which is what I'm going to show you how to use. So here's what these boxes look like all put together. We're going to make the 12th one together. I use the Sweetest Christmas Designer Series paper. So you can see all the designs, and because it's double-sided, the inside of your box is adorable too. I'll show you how to make all these numbers, and you can see the single numbers I put directly in the center, but the double numbers I just stacked like that. So if you wanted to make 25-day advent calendar, just keep going. And you know what? These are so quick to make once you get the hang of it. So let me show you how. So we're actually going to start by doing the stamping, and I just want you to note that I did alternate these green and red, green and red. If I do this again, I would probably do it all one color and all one color ribbon just for simplicity, but this made it a little bit fun. And my suggestion would be make all of your boxes first and then do the stamping so that you can coordinate the, what numbers you want to be red or green. So I just wanted to show you, we need to make a red box. And so I'm going to use red ribbon and red stamping. So I'm going to take my outline. I found with this Alphabest bundle, it is easier to punch it out and get everything straight if you stamp these parts first. So I'm making a 12, so I need one for the 1 and one for the 2. And you can see, you can do this on just the tiniest bit of scrap paper. Okay, so then I'm going to take my 1 and then I'm going to stamp that right in here. And then grab my 2. Now for your punch. So you're going to center up your punch using this hand to center that up. And then I kind of press halfway down so I can double check that that I have everything in the center before I punch. Now, before you put your punch away, grab a piece of scrap from your designer series paper, and I mean scrap. You can use a tiny piece. You can, if it's not big enough to fit in here and still hold on to it, just add a sticky note to the end of your scrap piece and slide it in there and punch. You guys know I love to use these scraps. The last little thing we're gonna need is just like 1.5 inch little tiny piece of ribbon. And so we'll use these later, but it's easier to have them all punched out ahead of time. So if you can believe it, you can make a box out of a little piece of paper like this. This is 3 by 6. So you could make a ton of them out of one pack of paper. Now, like I said, you can use your paper trimmer for this. I'm gonna use my scoreboard because I gotta say, it is hard to see these lines in this designer series paper, so I want a nice crease, and this scoreboard is perfect for that. You're gonna score it at 2, 3, and 5. Oops, 5. And then you're gonna rotate this and score it at 1 inch and 2 inch, and that is it. All right, so what you're gonna do is go ahead and fold all your score lines. And this is when you kind of want to decide which side of the paper you want inside and which one you want out. So I'm going to score on those long lines. Then we're going to score this way. Or not score, they're already scored. You're going to fold on these score lines. There's that. So now on the inside of your box, or it really doesn't matter, but wherever you can see your lines the most, we're going to snip up to the first score line in 3 places on both sides there. Now the straighter you get these, the straighter your box is going to be. So, but you know what? It doesn't really even matter if they're not completely square. Okay, so now you've got, this is your box top. This is the bottom of your box. So what we're going to do is fold in these long flaps. We want those to stay square, but on here we're going to snip these at an angle just so the box closes nicely. So anywhere that you have a short flap next to a long one, you are going to trim that short flap. Let me lay that down so you can see what that looks like. Now we're going to take care of this box top. I'm going to rotate it this way, and we're going to snip a little bit of length, a little bit of width off of that, so it's a little smaller. Then we're also going to round out these corners so that the box closes nicely. All right, now's the time for you to grab the little pieces that we cut out earlier, and I'm going to use glue dots to attach my ribbon, but you could also do this with just regular multi-purpose glue. I just found these just to be a little easier, and when you're making a lot of boxes, easier is good. So you're going to put a glue dot on your ribbon or put it directly on the box top, and now you're going to take another glue dot and put that on top of the ribbon and fold it over on itself. That's going to be the little pull tab to open the box, but I didn't like how that was all frayed, so that's why I used this little piece of designer series paper scrap to cover up that, plus it just makes it look adorable. You're going to want to hold that there for, until it is nice and stuck down, and just kind of run your fingers along the edges. All right, there we go. Now it's time to glue this together. Isn't this going so quickly? So now you're going to fold in these small flaps and then just bring this up to meet it. And you're going to be using the table to make sure that your box is nice and square. And you're going to squeeze on the inside here, those flaps, squeeze them in place so that the glue sticks. Now you're going to put glue right here. And on these, you want to make sure you get to the corners, because this is going to be on the outside of your box and you don't want any gaps. Like, you want it to be nice and tight. Then you're just going to fold this up using the table to make it square, wrap it around, squeeze the corners. You can even put your fingers down in the box to make sure that is nice and square. There we go. And isn't that adorable? Now we need to test it. Does it close? And do we need to fix anything? So, oh good. I'm glad this happened because you can see my box is not closing because it is a little bit too long. So that means I just didn't trim it enough at the start. And you can see, I can see that little point there just needs to be trimmed off. And I'll go ahead and do the other side too. Just needed a little more than I gave it to begin with. And now, perfect, perfect, perfect. Now, another thing that I noticed when I was making a bunch of these was sometimes if I did not cut it straight at the beginning, this flap would extend out too high so that my box wouldn't close right. So then I would just trim it. All right, now to finish this off, we're going to add our 12, and I am going to pop those up with dimensionals. You could also just glue them directly on the box, but I just liked how this looked. So you just, if you're making a double number, I'm going to put one up at the top and one at the bottom. Now you're going to put in your little dog treats, your little cat treats. These do not need to be for a pet. You could fill these with little candies to give to your kids or your grandkids. Now, I put them on a wreath. I've also put them on my mantle. Let me know what you like. Do you like it on the wreath, on the mantle, or what else would you do with these? Before you go, hit that thumbs up button and leave me a comment down below. I'd love to know the name of your pet and what kind of pet you have at home. Thank you so much for watching. Have a sunny day.